All right, well, we got a full boat, so that's good. Um, we have an open discussion topic here, so like I said, if you've got an area of concern, we'll go over it, we'll address it. I like to try to keep open topics always at the beginning so that we can discuss life, because that's what we're here to kind of really get the gist of, is how to be good at life, how to overcome the hypocrisies of life and the miseries of life and the inadequacies of life and all that other good stuff, because we got to live in it. So we want to get good at understanding where those things come from, what to do about it, and how to be good at living, to live well. Any questions about anything for the people that have been here for several weeks about what we've talked about before that needs clarity? We're pretty good with all that, pretty self-explanatory. All right, so I'll open it up to the basic topics. Now, I know everybody in here pretty well, so I kind of know what's happening in your lives to some degree. So I'll allow you to maybe ask the question of what it is or what area of topic or of concern that you might have. Anybody have one? If not, I'm going to bring a couple forward.
My reaction on, like, if my wife says something, my response.
Your relationships.
If something's said to me that is upsetting, it's holding my tongue or saying the right thing,
Okay.
or not saying something disrespectful or rude.
Okay,
Or
so how to communicate effectively.
Correct.
Okay, that's what we'll go over. Anything else? Yes, sir? Complacency. In life or with sobriety, or be specific? In life. Complacency. Do you guys all know what complacency means? Do you want to explain, or do you want me to explain it? Okay. Complacency is when you're living life on kind of automatic, and then it gets to the point where you stop thinking about the things that got you to that point, that got you productive and successful and content. So you get this level of complacency where you're just kind of on automatic pilot. And unfortunately, when you become complacent in things, you kind of become stagnant. It's kind of another word for that. So complacency can kind of mean stagnant. And life doesn't like stagnant people. And then you end up having problems as a result of that. There's another form of complacency that people who have gotten sober or clean get, where they take their sobriety for granted. And they take life as going well now, and everything's good and everything's firing on all cylinders. So they become complacent, relaxed, not aware or alert or mindful. And then what happens is old habits, old things start to slip in. And then that leads to old people, places, and things, which is 99% of relapse. The same complacency happens with people that have come from maybe dysfunction or maybe less than adequate conditions in the past. And now that they've gotten a level of mental stability and success in life, you become complacent, in that you lack the self-awareness of, hey, I need to be on this all the time. It has to be in front of me. So complacency comes in when you stop being mindful, aware, self-aware. And then what happens is the old bad patterns, the old habits start to sneak back in. And what happens? You start to digress. And then you see old behavior start to reemerge. Old thinking starts to reemerge. And then that leads to turmoil, conflict, chaos, and dysfunction. And that's exactly what we're here to combat. Sometimes it leads to the abuse of alcohol or drugs, which will then confound and exacerbate the dysfunction and make things even worse in other areas of life as well. Everybody understand that?